me today, and I'll just introduce them, and then you can tell us a bit more about what you do. So first of all is incredible show partners Brides Do Good. I'm joined by Jen from the team, who are leading in this field, and I'm going to let them tell you more about some of the incredible things they're doing around sustainability. Brides Do Good, as I mentioned earlier, are a social enterprise that was born to help end child marriage. It's hard to believe that it's such a prolific issue still, and they're doing incredible work internationally and globally to help bring an end to that with some of their initiatives, which I'll let them tell you about. Then we have Lisa joining us from Weleda. Weleda are another incredible holistic brand who are making great strides in sustainability with their products. It's incredible to have Lisa with us today, and she'll share more with you. And then we have Shilpa, who is Creative Director of House of Bilimoria, and it's all around luxury, upcycling and sustainability, using old to create new. And I feel blessed to have these incredible women on the panel with me today. So I'm going to hand over to each of you really, and just tell me a bit more about why sustainability is so important to you within your brands and your businesses.
Hi. So you've heard a bit more about our brand and what we do, and I think for us, there are two sides to our brand. One is sustainability, and the other is ethical. And I think that traditionally in the wedding industry, perhaps a few years ago, we didn't have access to all the amazing brands that you see here today, obviously not just ours. And we're able to be in a position now where we can make different choices. So we don't have to look too hard if we want to bring sustainability into our wardrobe, into our wedding, whether it's with the food or whether it's with the photographer or the dress. And I think for us it's about making those smart choices. So traditionally, again, you could, if you wanted to do some good with your dress, a few years back, you could choose a pre-loved dress, you could go to Oxfam Bridal. There are a few different choices, but certainly not, we don't think, one brand who pulled it all together, which is what we're trying to do. So you don't have to search far and wide to be able to come to one place and know that you're not only choosing a dress that has a sustainable nature to it, but also an ethical one. And for us, that was critically really important.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello. So I'm here representing Weleda, skincare and body care cosmetics brand. It's a very old company and has natural, holistic values at its core, really. They work very hard on making sure all the ingredients that we use are organic and biodynamically grown, which means kind of grown in harmony with the environment. So we're talking about reducing soil erosion, planting things to draw more bees and butterflies and kind of return to a kind of more nourishing way of engaging with our ecosystem to make products for our bodies, if that makes sense. All of our products are grown and the workers on our farms are all paid properly, have health insurance, and a lot of kind of other brands, I don't want to diss other brands, but we don't necessarily know where things come from. And I think it goes back to what you're saying, diamonds is the big wedding thing, isn't it? We have a responsibility as consumers more and more these days to know where our stuff comes from, to know if our bacon is really free range. What does free range really mean? And we're working really hard to educate and lobby for better certification around what organic means, what it really means, and so on. So there's a lot of education going on behind the scenes. It's a not-for-profit company again, so that kind of filters out through the way the management structures are held within the organisation. So yeah, that's also feels like quite important in a industry where there are these huge kind of corporate giants and kind of in the fat hats at the top, making a lot of money, and how can we kind of spread the wealth and build community, really build community which supports us as employees and our customers, and just makes society a better place to be, really. And it's good for our environment. Doesn't leave a negative footprint.
Perfect. Thank you. Sure.
Hi everyone, I'm Shilpa, I'm the founder of House of Bilimoria. We are a luxury upcycle atelier, so what we do is we take second-hand vintage and cloth that anyone might have and we turn that into brand new. So this, in the wedding industry for us, translates into you perhaps bringing an heirloom piece that could have been your grandfather's, grandmother's, and building that into your garment, as well as just looking at materials that are second-hand and vintage to create new. We also operate a circular policy as well, so once you're done with your garment, you come back to us. We will either upcycle that for somebody else, you get 30% off, or we'll upcycle it again for you. So what we want is that none of our clothing in the end ends up in landfill with the big issues with landfill and textile waste in the industry. So yeah, I've been stitching ever since I was 8 years old. My grandfathers were tailors. So as well as sustainability on our planet and with people and the ethics, which we're very, very hot on. There also is a sustainability, and I was thinking about this with this beautiful show in our heritage. And this, we like to marry heritage into our pieces of clothing every day, as well as for our weddings and things. But it's sustaining in this world now when we're all living in a place that possibly is not. This is not my heritage. I'm Indian, and it's how do I bring in my heritage and sustain that through the generations now, which is really important for my kids as well. So, yeah.
Really lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Jen, coming back to you. Why is sustainability important to Brides Do Good?
So I think, going back to what I was saying earlier, I think it's about making smarter choices. When you think about your wedding dress, it's incredibly important. It's the thing that you are going to you're going to embody throughout the day, and it's your big day, and probably you've been thinking about it for quite a long time, envisaging what that's going to look like. And for us, taking a dress that has been either someone else's, whether it's another bride, or from a brand, so I'd say probably about 20% of our dresses are pre-loves that have already been worn, and about 80% are from brands. So these are brands who they either have their own kind of ethical passions and ethos, or they have a sustainability drive and they donate these dresses to us so that they can have impact and make a difference. So whether the dress has been worn or not, it has a larger story to it, and that carries on down the line. So it's not that kind of, that last vestige of throwaway fashion. I mean, there's a lot of upcycling of dresses, with other clothes, with everything else that we wear in our life. But with the bridal dress, it's quite new. I don't think it's been happening for too long. It used to be a notion of wearing our mother's or our grandmother's wedding dress, and then that kind of fell out of fashion a little bit. I guess fashion's changed, and we stopped doing so much altering and sewing and knowing how to do that ourselves, so we're just going to go buy a new one. And that's just, for us, that story is quite small, because you buy your beautiful wedding dress and you wear it once, and then it goes in your loft, or it fills up your wardrobe, and it sits there and it kind of does nothing. And it has a very short life. But for us, it's take that dress, let it be a part of your story, and then let it be a part of someone else's story. So whether it's another bride, but also another girl's story. So we're very lucky we can come somewhere amazing like this and have all of these choices. And we're working for girls in regions around the world, here and elsewhere, that don't get to have those choices. So your dress doesn't need to just be part of your story in a very short space of time, but it can be a part of someone else's story. You can help someone else have a better love story and a better future. And it's about kind of sustaining that change through a chain of people. That is core to what we do, and I think that for us, environmentally, obviously it has a huge impact, but it's about seeing the sustained change over the next generations that really is at the core of what we do.
I think that's stunning. That's one of the things I love about Brides Do Good, because it's not just the aesthetic. You're thinking about, well, actually, how do we break the cycle? So, you know, what is perpetuating child marriage in these different continents or different pockets of the world? And actually, a big part of it is no access to education. So what can we do to get right in the core so that we're doing things from the bottom up? That's what it feels like for me. It's just rooted, so thinking holistically about how you do that. And that's one of the reasons I love the brand is, yeah, you're thinking about the holistic picture, and that's how you make change. Perfect. Shilpa, I'll come to you. Why sustainability? I've already asked you that. We've kind of already asked it, but why is it important within your business?
So, initially, like I mentioned, my grandfathers were tailors. Now, we are tailors I come from, in the caste system in India, I come from the caste that was the tailors. My mom's maiden surname was Taylor, spelled like a tailor. And when migration started happening, my grandfather went to East Africa. He was in Kenya. My mom was born in Kenya, and they were sewing. They had tailoring shops, and they were doing that. And then there was a point when they live in London and Britain, and everyone became accountants and doctors and pharmacists and everything else because they were taught not to take on the trade of tailoring because they wouldn't make enough money or they wouldn't be treated properly and stuff. Initially, my sustainability comes through ethics and sustaining livelihood for people that have this craft and not having the craft die out. That's my passion. That really is my heart when I come from this, is that sustaining these crafts around the world that are so tied to our heritage and what we do and what we kind of intrinsically, if I think of how I've learned, it's genetic for me, like I could just sew, that's how it was, and I think that is something I've been gifted with through my ancestry. And for that to just disappear because there's not any sustainability in the industry for the workers, for workers' rights and ethics and things. That's where I come in. That's what I really love. And then with the cloth, I think it's sustaining cloth and textiles that really have these rich meanings to them, and that it goes deeper. Like I said, there's a deeper meaning to them from the weavers that have woven them to the colors that they are to the prints that they're printing with, because they all have a deeper meaning and not just kind of used for one day and then thrown away.
Perfect. Lisa, I'm going to come at you with a slightly different angle. How do Weleda make sure that sustainability and diversity is a priority? How do you do that?
Well, it's a good question. I think as a big corporation, and they've got they sell in like 50 different countries across the world. It's a very big global brand, and there are challenges with that. We put things in plastic bottles, we put them in cardboard, we ship them across the sea. So it's a real challenge. They just invented a new, what we call a soft tube, which we put our lovely skin food in. Come and have a look, we're on the Weleda stand if you want to have a try. And the packaging is recyclable. But not all of our packaging is recyclable, and they're working towards achieving 100% recyclability, I think by 2030. So it's about having kind of reachable goals. It's about taking responsibility for the impact that we know we have. And I think all brands need to take responsibility for their own product development, product manufacturing, and it's really lovely to kind of be involved in a company that do that. There's a lot of money goes into researching different kind of containers, ways of recycling. We're involved with a really good project called TerraCycle, which recycle non-recyclables. So, and they have little pockets in communities where you can bring all your non-recyclables and they will collect them up and find places to recycle the things that you can't recycle with your curbside collection boxes. So it's those kinds of relationships, building those kinds of relationships in communities, with your local school or your local community centre, and that's a way to kind of make the global brand local. And for us as individuals and consumers to take responsibility for our bits of that journey, as well as the bigger company taking its share of that responsibility.
Lovely. Thank you. So, to finish up, all these amazing beings in the room, what can couples do during this occasion to be more conscious of being sustainable? How can they be more sustainable within their wedding days? What tips would you give? And whether that's through fashion, or what would you give?
To echo what I said earlier, I really think it's about educating yourself so that you can make a stronger choice. And that doesn't have to be the choice that any of us are offering, because maybe that's not right for you and your partner and your wedding, because obviously your wedding day has to represent your partnership, whatever they may be. But there are alternatives now that there didn't used to be. So, Google takes 2 seconds. So you can have a look on the internet. You can look up ethical brand directories, ethical wedding directories. Look up, see who's out there, and then chat to the people that feel right to you. Whether it's about the dress or whether it's about the products. From whatever heritage and background that you're from. I think we have a responsibility to do that, and it may be that you pick 1 or 2 pieces in your wedding that you decide that actually, this ethical nature or this brand that has some kind of sustainability angle feels really right to me. But I do want to go and buy my dress from this brand that I've been dreaming about since I was a child. Great, fine. Do what's right for you, but don't just do what we've done for years and years and years, because we don't change anything. I think that we have a responsibility to find out about it and then to make stronger, more educated choices that are right for us.
Perfect, nice. Shilpa, same thing?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Just to add to that though is, yes, looking at how we create a sustainable wedding and having a look, and yes, finding the company or who resonates with you. Just reiterating what you said there, but then also thinking about that little touch from us upcyclers is what happens afterwards to all of your wedding decor and the clothes, or even like something down to napkins. If you thought about napkins and making them more beautiful textile, and that could potentially be incorporated into your cushions in your household afterwards, because they can be washed and they can be cleaned in a really great way that there's not going to be any food left over on them. You don't need to worry about that. So just the full circle, what happens afterwards as well.
Perfect. And Lisa?
I just echo what my fellow panel members have said, really, about taking responsibility from the beginning to the end. And it's all very well having a beautiful wedding, but if you've got like a mountain of plastic at the end that's going in landfill, and and to be kind to ourselves, I suppose. If you do want to use beautiful cups that are made of plastic, then maybe that's okay, but find a way to recycle it afterwards. And it's in the small things as well.
Yeah, I think that's it. It is in the small things. It's when you're trying to make change, it feels overwhelming trying to do it all at once. So I think that's it. If it's something, it's clearly something that's important to you because you're in the room. It's just thinking about the tiny ways in which you can do that. There are amazing brands that re-gift flowers after weddings, and they take them to hospices or hospitals. So it's finding out about, if you are having floral arrangements and things like that, how do you do it? What are you going to do with your outfits and your dress afterwards? Or are you going to buy something that you're going to re-wear? And I think just being conscious is a brilliant way forward. I think we've got time for 1 or 2 quick questions. 2. All right. Does anyone have any questions for my glorious panel? All this wisdom in the room. I know your mind goes blank, doesn't it? Feel the pressure. Feel the pressure.
You were just that descriptive.
But yeah, just sure.
What do you think the importance is of local suppliers? So depending where you're getting married, how important and how easy is it to then connect up with suppliers in that local area to kind of fulfill the whole wedding need?
Well,
Did you get the whole
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I did. That was about local suppliers and sourcing from your local area.
Yeah.
So from I can literally only speak from a dress perspective, but from it's very important for us team in an international, we have a very international network. But it's important for us to collaborate with some of the British designers as well and promote particularly the female British designers. So for us it's just about going out to the market and seeing who's creating beautiful designs, knowing a little bit more about their brand, looking into making sure we know where they're made, and being able to curate our stock. So our stock is certainly not accidental. It's not just, okay, great, we've got this dress and this dress. It's actually, what do we need in our collection? How diverse is it? But where is it coming from? And I don't think we can claim to be sort of an ethical brand if we don't know all that history. So, for us, it's more about the designs and where they're coming from, and making sure that we're kind of supporting our local designers, not just the big names that are going to draw people in, but also people that are up and coming and producing some really innovative, interesting designs.
For myself, for that question, we are based in Wembley Park. Our atelier is in Wembley Park, and we make everything in-house in our little studio there. So it's really important that our customers come to us and discover what we do hands-on. So we're completely transparent. You can meet my team who are here. You can know exactly who's been working on your item, and we think that's really important. I think that when you have something, especially for us, when you have something handmade, or whatever product it might be, where exactly it's come from, it's got a different. I just think it's got a different energy than when you just have no idea actually. I think that you feel and you live the product in a different way.
Okay, do we have time for one more? Okay. There's one more that's bursting to come out. Speak now for a moment, please. All right. Perfect. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to hand over to our wonderful now. But yeah, take advantage, come and chat with all of these wonderful panelists and see their stands, see their work, and see how they can support you with your wedding plans. So thank you for being here. It's a pleasure.
To give them a huge round.